the Y7 Game Stick. It's currently positioned as one of the more competitive budget sticks on the market. With over 20,000 games across 38 emulators, is the Y7 truly the most powerful budget game stick of 2026? And could this be the one? Okay, inside the box there are two 2.4G wireless controllers, a Y7 instruction booklet, a Y7 game stick unit that looks more like a mini game console, a USB cord for charging, a wireless dongle to receive the controller signal, and a 3-foot HDMI cord. Let's take a look at the wireless controllers. They're like a PlayStation 2 style controller and they have a nice feel to them. The buttons don't feel cheap at all. The D-pad has a firm feel to it and the sticks have a sticky surface on the top. Let's take a look at the shoulder buttons. They're nice and firm, they're not floppy. This could be a very good controller. And these controllers are rechargeable, so batteries are not required. However, you'll have to dig up an old mini USB cable to recharge them because one doesn't come in the box. The Y7 comes with 2 standard USB ports so it can support up to 4-player gameplay. There is also a dedicated power switch, a USB-C for powering, and an HDMI output. The bottom has a little knob so you can clamp the Y7 to your screen. On this side there are 2 SD card slots. On this unit one was empty and the other contained the operating system and the games. And the top has a nifty design and some ventilation action going on. Setup is a breeze. Insert one end of the HDMI cable into the unit and the other end into any TV or monitor. Insert the controller dongle into USB port 1. Insert the USB-C power cord. Plug in the other end into a standard USB power outlet or block. Never use a high-speed charging block. Plug it in and get ready to play. Tap the home button to activate the controller. There is a short intro while the Y7 is booting up. And the box even lights up. Impressive. So we have over 20,000 games across 38 different emulators, but with these budget sticks you're likely to come across some duplications and possibly some bad ROMs. So hitting select and start brings up the options menu, and I'm not seeing a lot here. Controller settings, no Bluetooth available. Card settings. Quit, shut down, reset. Yeah, not a lot here. Tapping X brings up a search menu, which is very helpful because of the thousands and thousands of games on this stick. So let's type in Mario and see what comes up. No entries found. That is very strange. There is not one Mario game on this stick. Oh well, let's jump into some gameplay. Here is Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn. Oh wow, this is very nice. The colors are very nice and the controller is responding wonderfully. Tapping the start button will pause the game and bring up this menu. From here you can resume or exit the game. You can also save your game to a save slot. And so now if something horrible happens and you should lose, you can resume to your save slot and start over again. Okay, let's try Defender for arcade classics. Okay, this isn't right. I think we may have a bad ROM here. Oh yes, and the D-pad isn't thrusting the ship. Neither are the sticks. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see what's going on here. We'll go to Centipede on Arcade Classics and give it the Centipede test. Okay, everything's fine with the controller here. I guess that was just one bad ROM. So I'm not giving up hope on the Y7 yet.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
What's
Okay, I snuck one in there right in the middle. Need for Speed on Nintendo DS. Playing the Nintendo DS is such a great thing on the stick because you can switch the screen layout by pressing the L2 and R2 buttons. And if you press down on the R3 button, you can play on just one big screen. Wonderful. Okay, let's see how the Y7 performs on higher tier platforms. Here's Crash Team Racing for PlayStation. Okay, wow, the color and sound is just spot on. It seems like the sensitivity on the D-pad and controller sticks are just a tad bit little overly sensitive, but it's hardly noticeable. You probably wouldn't notice it. Here's Virtua Fighter on Sega Dreamcast.
Fight 2, ready, go!
Yeah, everything seems fine here. The game is running smoothly. It's probably safe to say that most of the games for PlayStation and Dreamcast will run pretty good on this stick. Let's kick it up a notch. F10 for N64. Okay, this isn't my game, but this is looking pretty good for a N64 game on a budget stick. So this stick comes with a bunch of PSP mini games and they will all run just fine. Let's see how a PSP 3D game runs on this stick. Here is Tekken 6. Okay, clearly this game isn't running at full speed, but I'm impressed. The sounds aren't distorted at all.
Round 2. Fight.
Very enjoyable, very playable.
You win.
That was a close one.
Alright folks, now the acid test. I'm very curious about this one. Here's God of War for PSP. Yeah, okay, this isn't great, but again, it isn't horrible. Okay, let's go a little further and see how it goes. Yeah, again, not bad. I would say barely playable. However, other than God of War, every other game has played really well on the Y7 game stick, box, whatever. With its sound, color, and controller performance, the Y7 game stick checks all the boxes. So yes, this budget retro game stick could be the one.
He is the chosen one.
Let me know what you think in the comment box below.